Hey guys, my name is Kron and welcome to the third car podcast video. This video is going to be about our favorite year for cars. Alright, so my year is 2016 and the reason for that is because it's before cars start to get electric and it's before the crossover craze started. It's like the first taste of the crossovers. Like the first crossovers that were in that year was like the Mazda CX-3, and it's just like the dawn of that. Basically, when all the cars are still very good, some of the cars that are in 2016 are such as the LaFerrari Aperta. Basically 70 years of Ferrari. Another car is the Ferrari F12. Great V12 Ferrari. I like it more than the 812 personally.
Yeah, those are pretty cool cars.
Yeah.
But still pretty cool.
Another car I like from this era is the Ferrari 488. It's the first of the turbocharged Ferraris, basically the last year of the 458 and the first year of the 488. So you have both tastes in one year. Alright, so another car. Oh yeah, the F80, F8X, M3, M4. My favorite generations for the M3 and M4. I love that generation. The cars are just, they're not, it hasn't gone big yet. The cars are still like nimble. They look really good. I think they look better than the G8X. And they have massive power, massive torque, spins out its rear, very fun to drive. Another car I like is the Mercedes AMG. Basically their whole lineup, the E63, the C63. Oh, and for that year, the G-Wagon had a V12. That's why I like it. G-Wagon had a V12. And the G-Wagon was a 6x6. The G-Wagon was a convertible.
Yes! Those Maybach versions, I think a Land Rover version.
That's right. Cool. That's why I love 2016.
2016 was a golden era for AMG. That's when they released the GTS, AMG GTS, I think.
Yeah, that's right too. That's the next car on my list for this year. AMG GTS.
It's pretty badass.
And back there, the Aventador was still there. The Aventador, one of my favorite cars.
I think that was during the era of the SV.
Yeah.
A bit earlier. Because the SVJ was released around 2019, I think. So yeah. Prime Lamborghini Aventador too, so I love it. The SV was released a year later too. Same areas of 2018. Yeah. It's a decent year for car guys, for me.
And another car that I like from 2016 are the Hellcats. Like basically Hellcats in 2016, they weren't wide bodies yet. They were like the classic Hellcats, the narrow bodies, the one that can go 200 miles an hour. I think it's my favorite year for the Hellcats.
Yeah, and they weren't too over the top like the current Hellcats we have now. Like no overly wide bodies, no demons yet.
Yep.
The demon is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Quite a shame that they don't have that back in 2016. It's one of my favorite Hellcats.
Yeah, and the Charger Hellcat too. No wide bodies. Looks like it only has an SRT body too. Like no excessive things added to the bumper. Looks really cool. Looks more sleek, and kind of makes it look like a sleeper in a way. Like if you don't notice the slight differences, like it could use this like sleeper car, just delete the bumpers, so it probably looks like a normal RT.
Yeah.
I really like the Dodge to the Prime too. So I think they released the Viper that year.
The Viper. Oh, Viper too. I forgot about that. One more car I've got is the Bentley Mulsanne. Actually, got two more cars. Bentley Mulsanne,
Mm,
one of my favorite luxury cars. I think Bentley would not make like an ultra luxury sedan anymore. The best they've got is the Flying Spur, which is like a step below the Mulsanne. It's
yeah.
one of my favorite luxury cars. And another car I've got is the Camaro, the 2016 Camaro. It looks absolutely amazing. I love the Camaro from 2016. Like
Yes, I love those.
it looks solid. It's not as flowy as nowadays. It's like
Yeah,
it's really nice.
and it's like full ZL1 type of stuff. Like I think the 2016 ZL1 has sharp design, but still keeps the sleek design of the normal. Like I like it. This is like full 1LE. It's sharp. It looks fast, and
Yup.
it's pretty decent. And well, I'd rather that for looks instead of the 1LE. Like the 1LE is aggressive, sharp, badass, fast track car, but seeing a Camaro with a huge canards in the wing being track purpose, it kind of looks wrong in a way because it's a Camaro. It's supposed to be drag racing other competing muscle cars in the market of it, and you're
Yup.
selling it as a track car now. So that's pretty wrong in a way. But with Hennessy's Exorcist conversion kit, I think that completes it because you could get the aerodynamics of a 1LE. You can have the crazy 1000 horsepower power up from Hennessy, and looks badass too. And you can drag race now. Like I've seen a video. I think you know him, Jack Automotive. Like he was in a rally. I think the Daniel Mac rally where he went down a straight and went 200 miles
Oh.
per hour without a problem. It's pretty cool. So that's really all I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. Another car I've got is another Chevrolet. It's the Corvette C7. My favorite generation for the
Oh,
Corvette.
Corvette C7.
Before
That's
they
one of my
got mid-engine.
favorites. Like the ZL1, the red ZL1, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And the C7R, like that's really cool, like the race car. Is honestly for me one of the best looking Corvette generations. Like not my favorite. My favorite is the C6, but it's still like in the middle of entering C8 sharpness, but still keeping a bit of the looks from the C6. Like the Stingray still has the same opening like the old GR1 version of the C6 that shows off the supercharger.
Yeah.
Like that's why it looks pretty good. I think there are conversions too to make them crazy more fast. It's a Thomas type of.
Alright, I think that will be it for my 2016 cars. Okay, that's the full list of the cars I like. They're from 2016. Okay, would you like to go next for your favorite year for the cars?
Sure. Because so my choice is either 2002 or 2005. 2002, why? Because 2002 was like prime JDM. Like there's the D2 BNR34. I think the JZAA80 is already discontinued, but that's when the EK9 type are released. So that's what I like about 2002. Like JDM priming before turning into BMWs with a Toyota badge. For
Yeah,
2005, I could say 2005 Ferraris like F40
F430.
Spider,
Yeah,
the Super America. I think
the
the
599
Enzo.
had a manual.
Yes, the 5.9 and the 360 Spider, 360 Modena. They're all really
360
cool.
Challenge
It was like,
Stradale.
yes, 360 Challenge Raleigh. Those are like,
Absolutely
for me,
amazing
was the
car.
prime Ferrari. Like, fully prime Ferrari. Like, It was the turn of the millennia, 6 years after the year 2000. Ferrari slowly like succumbing to the modernness, but they released the last few of the nostalgia Ferraris that everyone called it nowadays. Ferrari Enzo, uh,
Yeah, Enzo was
what
there
are you
too.
calling it? Yeah, the Enzo. Like, Ferrari in that era was crazy.
Yeah.
And while we're still in topic of supercars, I'm gonna say the whole Lamborghini lineup. Specifically,
Murcielago
Murcielago, yes, and the
and
Gallardo.
Gallardo. Yes, that was my
Lamborghini
favorite year for the
supercar.
Gallardo before they all got angular and yeah.
Yeah,
I love the
I love
Gallardo back then.
the Generation 1 Gallardo. Like, I love the Barboni edition, like Lamborghini's test driver before. But I rather the first gen. Like, the first gen looks so sleek. It looks so cool. And Diablo was still alive in 2005.
What?
Like
Really?
Diablo
Diablo was still
50.
there?
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah,
the
that's
Diablo was still alive.
the SV. Yeah,
But
the Diablo SV.
yes, now this is like the meme between that Diablo 2005. It has Z32 300ZX headlights. It honestly fits it. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really cool with it. Because 2005 is the full facelift version of Diablo and probably its last year.
Yeah.
A Diablo VT Roadster, it looks really cool. So yeah, it's like prime Lamborghini too. Like the Gallardo is one of the best selling cars they have, like 16,000 sales of it. And they're slowly like reviving from its previous bankruptcies and death. Like
And there's the
Lamborghini is the
Carrera
amount of
GT.
comfort.
Porsche Carrera GT.
Yes, Carrera GT, 2005 Porsche,
Yeah.
2005 Porsche too. Crazy, crazy lineup.
Plus the Ford GT. There's also the Ford GT.
Yes, the 2005 GT. The whole Ford lineup was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh
2005.
yeah, the Mustang. The Mustang back then was really
Yes,
cool.
the retro era Mustang
Yeah.
and like basically any retro era muscle car in 2002 to 2005 is pretty cool. Like like nostalgic designs, but still up to date with the turn of the millennia. So that's pretty
Yeah, those were
cool.
like the muscle car nostalgic eras. There was the Challenger SRT8, the Camaro looked like the
Yeah,
old one, and the Mustang. All of them were nostalgic.
yeah. And the 2005 996 GT2, pretty cool.
Yeah.
In 2005 911 GT2, it's pretty prime in its era, and it's one of Porsche's highest options for sports cars at the time. Like GT2 was Porsche's best cars that they sold. Like starting, I think from the 993 heading up to now, probably. Like the Tech Arts GT2 RS2 is pretty cool. And have you seen the Gimbalas in this era?
Oh,
Like,
they had the
which
Carrera
one?
GT based one.
Yes, the Mirage GT, the Mirage GT. Exactly what I was thinking about. The Gimbala Mirage GT. It's pretty cool. And now, like, if you sold these cars again for the 996 or the 997 GT3s, like, it will still sell out because it still looks very up to date with the Porsche design now. Except for the, like, more angular design that they're going for. And I love the sleekness of this. Like, I dislike 992 a bit because of its very sharp angular design. Before Porsche was like graceful, simple, and curvy for the designs, like Carrera GT, sharp but still curvy a bit, especially on the front end. Like sleek car was pretty cool, and of course D10 sounds really great. And yeah, that's really it for me because 2000s, like early 2000s, prime for a lot of car brands. That was way, way, way before they got into like modern type
Oh,
of
and back then,
cars.
the M3 had a V8 and the M5 had a V10. That's quite cool
Yes,
too.
yes, that's a BMW too. E60, E92. It's a crazy,
And
crazy
naturally
era.
aspirated V8 E55 Mercedes.
Yes, this is like when the turn of the millennia came in, every single car company was competing to create the craziest car in their lineups. Like
Absolutely.
that's why I love this era of cars. Porsche, especially on Porsche, very prime. Too. Mm.
Alrighty. Tom, would you like to go next with your favorite year for cars?
Yeah,
2015.
2015. Yeah, let's go.
It's pretty close to
Almost
2016.
there.
Let's see what he's got in his lineup for 2015.
2015 was like, yeah, exactly like 2016. Before like
Introduction
the
of the Hellcat motor.
introduction with Hellcat. Yes, like Dodge first release is supercharged muscle cars. Like that's the first line of them. It's pretty badass. Do you think that was the first Hellcat generations too? Charger and the Challenger. Prime Dodge for me as well. Now Dodge is making electric Chargers. Great.
Electric
Hey,
chargers. That sounds like an electric charger.
yeah, it does. And that like engine mode that they added it sounds really bad for me. Like
Yeah.
sounds like a very injured cat who has burning hot oil being poured onto it. Like it does not sound good at all.
Okay, anything else, Tom, for 2015 and why you chose it? AMG
Yes,
GTS.
AMG GTS. AMG GTS.
One of my
Pretty
favorite
cool.
cars. AMG GTS. What else can I think of that year? F12?
Yes,
Hmm.
F12. Ferrari V12 which is crazy.
Aventador SP.
Yes, prime Lamborghini Aventador. Like everybody was going crazy because of these two cars, like two V12 competitors fighting it out. Just like our days, like Ferrari and Lamborghini competing in the 1950s, 60s.
I also
That's
think
like
the
the stuff.
Aston Martin Rapide was also there. It was a great car.
Yes, exactly. This damn pretty sick. Love him. That's why, yeah. 2015 was a great year for cars too. That was like
Oh, the
before.
Rapide ended in 2014.
Yes, 2014.
What? Oh, production is until 2020. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just maybe the base model Rapide, but I think like the Rapide S and the stuff or the AMR is built until 2020.
Yes,
The Rapide. And what's it called? The Vanquish. The Vanquish was a great Aston Martin.
yes, the Vanquish. Like ever since like the Vanquish released in that type of era, like
Oh, one
Aston
more
Martin
thing.
improved really well.
The
Like
Laguna
all around.
Giraffe was unveiled in 2015 and it was on sale until 2016. The Laguna
Anyways,
Giraffe, the most expensive sedan in the world. Acura NSX.
mm, I'm a JDM fanboy, and the new Acura NSX isn't my cup of tea. It's pretty cool, hybrid V6, but it doesn't put up with the NSX legacy that it
Yeah.
left. Like it does not look like the
Like the
NSX that I
NSX
remember.
Legacy was like a simple
Simple
supercar.
Honda. Yeah, it's only had a V6 VTEC car. Nothing. It was perfect. It was cheap, and you could drive it anywhere because it's a Honda. So yeah, it's really all I have to say.
The 991 911 is also a great car from that era. I think it looks really
Yeah.
good. Oh, you gotta go now. Alright. I'll see you in whenever
See you.
our next meeting is.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Thank you very much for talking to me
Thank you
today.
so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, Tom, I think that will be the end of this podcast. Thank you very much. So, thank you guys for watching today's video about our favorite car year, and I'll see you in another video in the future. Goodbye.